And as with all the All-Star festivities, the three-point contest is about having fun, a good time. But still, that doesn't mean the competitive juices won't be flowing.
Now, no question, Clark, these guys are in it to win it. There's a lot of pride on the line when you're up against your peers like this, but I do feel that the guys who perform the best are the ones who relax and just enjoy the experience.
And so we'll see Stephen Curry. He'll have 60 seconds to shoot 25 shots from beyond the arc, and Clark, that works out to about 2.2 seconds a shot.
Love to see you using the sabermetrics there, partner. Quick pace indeed. Each make counts as 1 point with the exception of the last ball, the money ball, that's worth 2.
I actually had the abacus for today.
I know you did.
And guys, that money ball can kind of push you along to the next rack. So even if you struggle during the rack, if you can make that last one, it gives you momentum going forward.
He's got 10.
Curry really catching fire now. He's in the zone.
Drains the money ball. Make that 14. Hits for 15. 1 rack left.
Good momentum here to close it out.
That gives him 18. That's a big 20 points. A fine score of 22 points for the round. Now that's how you do it. Outstanding focus throughout the round.
He was very steady throughout. It wasn't an up and down round, just very consistent, and that's what you like to see.
And so we'll see Kevin Durant.
Well, it's pretty much unfair for a guy with Durant's size and speed to be able to shoot so easily from deep. There's just nothing you can do about it as a defender.
In the history of this event, I think one moment that anyone who saw it remembers was Craig Hodges hitting his first 19 shots in the semifinal round back in 1991.
Yeah, that was unbelievable, Clark. Probably the greatest display of shooting that I've ever seen. I'll tell you what, Hodges did a lot of amazing things in the three-point contest. He won it 3 times during the 90s.
A 3-point rack for him right there. He's got 8. Now 9 points.
And Durant really starting to light it up now, guys.
Rock solid shooting down the stretch.
Really poor.
He's getting cold. 5 consecutive misses. In the end, it's a 12-point round for him. Well, not his finest showing. I think we can all agree he could have done a lot better.
Yeah, it seemed like every time he was starting to get into a good rhythm, he just couldn't capitalize on it. He'd quickly fall out of his pace.
So it's Klay Thompson ready to start here.
You can't let misses get to you here. There's no time to feel sorry for yourself. Shoot, 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 and shoot some more.
Yeah, no question. The clock's ticking. You got to forget about your misses. You can't change anything that's behind you. Focus on the next shot and keep moving.
Gets the money ball. He's up to 7.
And the young fella, Klay, making it look very easy out here.
Money ball, no good. Misses for the 4th straight time. Off the mark with 5 in a row now. He's got 9. 1 last rack remains.
Ouch.
His 5th consecutive miss. He's missed 6 straight. He doesn't look comfortable. He's sitting at just 9 points as the round comes to an end. That's far below what he's capable of doing when he's on his game.
Yeah, he missed a string of 7 straight shots there, Kevin. Looked like he had a little hitch in his release.
And so we'll see Wesley Matthews.
The hardest thing for a shooter might be just maintaining that same level of concentration through all 5 racks.
Yeah, I think it is the hardest thing, Clark, because you're just not used to taking 25 shots in 1 minute. Nobody does that. Even in practice, you don't really do it that way. So it's a very foreign feeling when you're out there, and you've got to maintain that focus.
He needs 3 more points.
Misses for the 4th straight time. His 5th consecutive miss. Tough stuff. 3 more points to stay in contention. Now 8 points. Drains the money ball. 11 on the board. He's tied for 2nd. He posts a score of 14. That was a nice piece of shooting we saw from him out there.
Kevin, I think he'd be real pleased with that score. I mean, it can always be a little bit higher, but that was plenty good.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. He's probably happy with it, not ecstatic, but, you know, he did his job and put up a pretty good number.
And so it's D'Angelo Russell ready to go.
The two-point balls can be the make or break factor in this event. Was hitting the money ball something that you thought about during the course of the round, Steve, or was it just another shot for you?
No, it was critical, Clark, and I always tried to take just a split second longer on those money balls just to make sure I held the follow-through, held my focus on the rim before moving on to the next rack.
2 more to stay in it.
11 points. 2 racks to go. That one ties him up for third. That moves him to third. He comes away with 4 points on that rack. That's 16. Now with 17. He finishes the round with 17 points. That was a nice piece of shooting we saw from him out there.
Yeah, he was really flowing at that point after he went 5 for 5 on that second rack.
And here we go with Freak. It can be a big advantage going last. He knows the score he needs to beat in order to qualify.
Only 14 points, the necessary total to advance.
Well, his first couple of racks are important, Kevin. If he can get going early, then I think he'll feel very confident going into the latter racks.
Gets the money ball. 5 points now. He needs 8 points more. That's 7.
And a decent start here, guys.
6 more and he advances.
9 points. Three more and he moves on. That gives him 12. 1 more to stay alive. 3 of 4 on money balls.
Finishing strong.
He's got 16.
And that puts him in a second-place tie now.
Couldn't finish it off, but still put up an impressive number. The round ends, and he's got 19. Guys, hard to find any fault with that display.
Well, we all know how important the money balls are in this event, and he hit 4 out of 5 of them. That's very good work.
Curry's got one of the best scores in round 1, a serious contender.
Quite honestly, I think the final round is wide open. I mean, we've got a bunch of great shooters moving on.
Yeah, we sure do, and I can't pick a favorite here, Clark. I think everybody's in the mix right now.
And so it's D'Angelo Russell ready to go. He squeaked into this round with the lowest qualifying score so far. He's the first one to go in this one.
You know, in the 4 times you played in the three-point shootout, Steve, you made it through the first round 3 times. Physically, would you start to wear out or wear down a little bit in the later stages?
I did, Clark, a little bit. I was a jump shooter and not an overly strong guy. So I thought the bigger, stronger guys like Larry Bird, maybe guys who shot set shots, I thought they held up a little bit more. Dirk Nowitzki comes to mind as well.
That's 13. Now 14. 1 rack left.
A strong close out there.
Up to 15 now. And he's got 15 points when the round ends. I'd say a solid showing from him.
Yeah, it was a great finish to the round for him. He just got better and better as it went along.
And here we go with Freak.
And so it's 15 points. That's the highest score so far. And that's the score to beat.
1 point. 2 points. 3 down.
Well, he handled that rack well.
Now is 6. 8 more points for him to tie it up. 2 of 2 on the money balls. 6 points more to tie it up.
Oh, my.
He's hit all 3 money balls. 3 points more to tie it. Good for 13. And that's his 4th straight. Got it, taking the lead in his final round. He will be the one to beat.
And that's a great position to be in, partner.
Well, he's really feeling good right now. A ton of confidence.
18 points for him when all is said and done. He was really enjoying himself out there that time, guys.
Right from the opening rack, he was on the roll, got himself immediately into a groove.
And so it'll be Stephen Curry.
Look at the numbers through the first part of his career. There's a legitimate case that Steph Curry will go down as maybe the best shooter in the history of the NBA.
He'll need 18 points to match and tie, 19 to move ahead.
3 down, 4 points. He's got 5. He's up to 7. That's 4 misses in a row. Money ball, no good.
Only 1 miss to spare the rest of the way.
Oh, and with that miss, he's out.
Unlucky here in the final round.
Yeah, just couldn't get any momentum moving forward.
In the end, it's a 12-point round for him. Well, I didn't expect that score to be as low as it was. What about you guys?
Yeah, you know, in this format, once it goes wrong, sometimes the harder a player tries, the worse it gets. And you only have a few seconds to correct it, and it can get away from you quick.
Yeah, that's what makes it so difficult, Clark, because as you said, the time constraints start to play on your mind. You know, you hear that clock ticking in your head, and you force it. And when you force it, there's no way you're going to get into a good groove.
And that puts an end to the Foot Locker three-point contest. It couldn't have gone any better for this year's outstanding champion, Mr. Clutch.
It was a great event. There's always so much excitement packed into the three-point contest.
Yeah, no question, Clark. Those were some real theatrics we saw out there today.
And the drama, the excitement, this year's three-point contest had it all. And it was our pleasure to bring it to you. For myself, Kevin Harlan, and my partners, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr, thank you, everyone, and good night.
Yo, look towards the darkness.
Nah, yo, look towards the light.